Good morning, y'all. I gotta make me some coffee. I thought I had enough. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Are y'all on my stuff or what? Are y'all on my speakers? I don't know. Okay, we should be good, right? Hold on. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How y'all doing today? Everybody okay? Yes? No? Maybe so? A little bit? Hmm. I figured it out what it was. It's not my lights. It's actually my little plug thing that I've had. I guess I'll be expecting stuff to last forever, and it don't. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Hardy, did you get your stuff? Did it make it to you yet? Did you get it? You're doing great this morning. Good job. Not yet? Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Maybe today. Feeling somewhat anxious? Really? Why? You didn't get one? I don't know what to tell you about that, sir. He asked for some soap and a candle, or a candle, and I think he got soap and a candle is what happened. Hey, everybody. Hey, Pumpkin. Thank you. I appreciate that. Waiting to see if I'm approved for this place. Whew, my nerves are on a million. They shouldn't be if you believe God wanted for you. Whatever's for you, you don't got to be nervous. It's yours. You don't got to fight for it or nothing. Good morning, T. Good morning, sister. Whatever's yours, you don't gotta fight for it. You don't gotta be nervous or nothing. If it don't happen, that means you got something better. But we know what you need. He know what you need. You hear me? Yeah. Whenever he say no, if he do say no, it's something better. We always gonna be friends. Unless you do something crazy. Um, so, what was I going to say? Oh, my coffee. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold on. All right. Um, I need y'all to do me a favor, and I know we normally don't start class out like this. Good morning, Auntie. Good morning, everybody I missed. But can y'all do me a favor? I got 2 requests from y'all, real quick. Please. Prayer requests. There's a young lady that got diagnosed with a frontal lobe tumor. Can y'all please pray for her? And then my uncle. He's going through some stuff. So if y'all could send those up, that would be great. She's a very young lady too. Please. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. It's warm. Winter finally hit. It's snowing for the next 5 days. Well, you get to stay in the house. Thank you so much. Okay. So, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, sister. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. What was I going to say? I'm probably not gonna be on here long. Oh, yes. Paula, of course. Y'all, please pray for Paula. Her mom passed on Friday. Pumpkin, I am so sorry to hear that. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, y'all, please send some comfort up for Paula's family. Her mom passed on Friday. Oh, Pumpkin. It's crazy. Listen, I'm so sorry to hear that. I know, folks. Listen, it's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff right now. Yes, we definitely will send one up for you too, Pumpkin. Yes, yes. Pray to God comfort your heart, yeah, and your mind. Everybody said deepest condolences, Pumpkin. It's a lot going on right now. It is. It is a lot going on, you know? And this is why we have to pray. This is why God has had us praying to keep our minds strong, right? It's a lot going on. I'm praying for you, Paula. I pray for your peace and comfort. Yes. You hear me. You see it? Now do you understand why that prayer that we prayed for matters of the heart, matters of the mind, matters of the spirit, financial matters, all of that. Good morning, Pumpkin. All of that is important, y'all. Us strengthening our minds and knowing God's voice and being able to hear from Him, it's going to be so important in these times because we are being bombarded with information. Yes. Listen, listen. It's a real thing. You hear me? So, with that, okay, you have to understand that God knows, right? You said it was so many random stabbing, shootings, attacks over this weekend in my neighborhood. The demons are out for real, Auntie. So you just gonna be all in my stuff? Okay, let's just do it, cause I can't do nothing with it. Okay, cause can y'all go look at the Google heading today? Auntie, you right on it. Let's just go and do it. I was gonna try to ease it in, but you just gonna do it. Can y'all go look at the Google heading today? If you all have Google, can you go look at the Google heading? Auntie, right on the money with what you said. And I was just looking at it. I just screenshot it. I'm gonna show you the time. My little town had this going on too. I was up talking to God at 1 a.m. this morning to 3 in the morning about everything you're talking about now. Yes. Come on. Just go look at the heading and we're gonna talk about something, please. They are for real. My son said he had a bad dream last night and he doesn't remember the dream, but he says he was fighting. He woke up with a bloody nose. Oh, I believe it. Cause baby, my sleep has been, you can feel something in the atmosphere, 100%. I've been getting attacked in my body while I sleep. That's why I'm not about to be on here long. Yesterday when I got off here, I've been getting attacked in my body, period. Okay? And I don't know what that's all about or whatever, but we gonna deal with it. We gonna deal with it. I've been getting attacked in my body. That's why I'm about to be on here long. Yesterday I laid down. I missed all kind of calls. I really didn't call nobody back. Then I got up and I got the call about the young lady. I got the call about my uncle, so woo. At the top, the heading of Google. Do you see it? Do you see the top of the heading? I don't know if it shows us all the same thing. You know how they put the little picture in the back? I was in warfare last night in my dream, but something I couldn't see screaming, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Girl, it's real. My hubby woke up with a bloody nose too. We both have been sick, lethargic, and uneasy. Yep, all of that. All of that. That's why I ain't about to be on here long. Yes. Don't, but look, look in there. Look at what you see. Okay? I need you to study the picture. Okay, it's a fire red horse. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, can you go look up the four horsemen, Auntie, to go along with what you said? Can you go look up the four horsemen? What's the red one represent in Revelations? Tell me. Did y'all count how many flowers? Huh? My sleep has been restless. I've been tossing and turning, sleeping sporadically out throughout the night. Yep, auntie, all of that. Which is crazy. I just locked my son onto his life classes. In the background was a 2020 horse in red. Right, 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 right. Then had a portion where it was a cyclops in there. I believe it, sister. The beans is being, honey. Okay. Crazy, 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 crazy. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Someone stabbing someone else and a whole bunch of shootings and whatnot. Your Google has a white horse. Well, the colors behind the horse. The colors behind the horse. Because they're celebrating a Lunar New Year, and it's the year of the red horse. But you see it's like two different colors. It's like red and kind of orange. You see it? Oh, yeah, they going to play. Yeah. Now, did you count the flowers and the little nodules on the flowers? I don't know. Did you count the nodules on the flowers? Zoom in now. Screenshot that and tell me what you see. What's going on there? There's 7 flowers. But right up by the top, what's going on? And how many nodules in each one of those flowers? How many nodules inside the flowers? Look at that. It's 6. So why would they couple 3 and 3 that each have 6 little nodules on the inside of that, like 666, 666, and then on the 7, like the 7 years of the tribulation? Hey, pumpkin, do you see it? See, they be playing in our face right there. I'm gonna tell you something else crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing until this morning. But do you want to see what I was sending my godmother last night? And something that I found very interesting. You want to see it? Do you? Would you like to see it? We know who make these, right? We know who make these. Right? Tell me why they would have the synagogue of Satan's star on here. In several places. It's here. It's right there. It's in the middle of this menorah and the fish. This symbol looks like the universal church symbol right here. The menorah, the star, and the fish, like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. The star of Remphan is on here, y'all. Me and my godmother, I said, Mama, wait a minute, hold on. She said, it sure is. I said, it's right in front of our face. Can you see it? Why would the star of Remphan be on here? You see the one world religion right there? Tell me. They the ones that make these. Now, do the Ethiopians wear something similar? Yes, but I don't know that it has the star of Remphan on it. The star of Molech. And it's funny because they sacrifice children, the people that wear these. And people used to sacrifice their children to Remphan and Molech. Auntie, I sent you a video on IG. This lady was talking about this exact same thing. I didn't know, Pumpkin, because I ain't been on. Y'all know I don't be on IG. You're going to have to send it to the email, girl. But let me show you, because me and my godmother was talking, and she was asking me some questions about who they sacrificed their children to, and she was doing some studies about Ruth and some other stuff. And I was showing her this. I can tell y'all what time it was happening last evening. I sent her this at 7:40 p.m. yesterday. I sent this. And you can see the time. And this. So, and I sent her this. Of course, we know it was at the, what's the name? So, I was reading a couple different places today. This is not the book I need. This is the book. Is this the book? Yes, this is the book. And I thought that was very interesting. Right? So, now, we're going to bounce around today. And I haven't had a chance to get in deep with a lot of this stuff. But I want to read something to y'all that I saw in our Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, more books to our new old OTP. Okay? OTP 2. That's what we're going to call it. It's all in here. Can I read something to y'all real quick? And I'm just going to bounce around because I ain't had time to just be going through here like that. I've been reading. But again, it takes me years to get through a book only because I be wanting to go look up stuff. But can I read this to y'all? Yes? Y'all want to hear it? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Diana, Isabel. Good morning. Okay. Ooh. It says, it is contained in secret sayings that Elijah the prophet spoke about the Antichrist, in what form he is to appear at that time. His head, a flame of fire, his right eye mingled with blood, but the left shining, having 2 pupils. His eyelids are white, and his lower lip is large. His right thigh thin, and his feet broad, and the big toe of his foot has been broken. It says that in his left eye, there's 2 pupils. Where have we seen that? Two pupils in one eye. Where have we seen it? The reptilians. Interesting that Elijah was talking about this man having 2 pupils in one eye. Y'all remember, if you got a chance to watch The Exorcist, the show, do y'all remember when the spirit was trying to settle, when the Pope had came or whatever, when the Roman Catholic people was showing up in Chicago, and they killed the black man. Remember, the white guy put on blackface, and they went and they had already tested his blood. They already knew who he was. They started a commotion. They shot him. They got his organs, and his organs were the ones that they were doing the ritual with up in some nice hotel on some main street in Chicago. And everybody was mad because they picked the person they picked. And when the spirit went into them, there was two, uh, what you call it? You hear me? It was two, right? Right. That's very interesting that they keep telling us that these things aren't real. But do y'all remember the man, maybe 23? He came online on TikTok and showed everybody his two sets of eyes. He had the one and then the other. Do y'all remember? He had these closed this way, and then he had another one that closed that way, and it was a lid that came over. Y'all remember this? You said in anime, Kenyan Ashura, there's a character who has this. In Chinese culture, children with this defect were said to grow up to become great leaders. Interesting. Pumpkin, did you see what Auntie posted on, what's the name? I'm about to show you something. I promise this, we is connected, all of us. Because guess what I found from years ago today? And I screenshotted it. I actually shared it on, what's the name? That's crazy. Did I screenshot it? Ugh. My stomach been feeling so weird. Hold on. Oh, screenshots. That's probably why, girl. Now that's weird. I literally just posted this, so how is it not here? That's interesting. Well, I was going to show you something, but evidently it's not in my phone. That's crazy. How did I just post it online? It's not in here. Interesting. Well, I'll tag you in it because that's crazy. That's interesting. I just posted it on here. Never mind. It was talking about the names of the sons of Noah in Chinese. I posted it on Substack. I don't know if you have it, but if you do, can you look at it when you get a chance? And it's referencing some of that after the flood, who they kids was. That's crazy. Because I look. Let me check my email. Hold on. That might be the issue. Ah, here we go. Get that. I found it. Y'all want a screenshot of this? This is the Chinese names for the sons of Noah. And it's so funny because Asher in here, so funny, it's spelled Ngashur, but space. I don't know how to say that. Nga and then a space Shur, and that's Asher. And then Shen, Shen is Elam, or Shin as Elam. That's the name. So that's Elam. Masay is Mitzrayim. Lo Shin is Shem. Lohan is Ham. And Nuah is Noah. Lo Japu or Japu is Japheth. Gomen, Gomen, is Gomer. And so it goes all the way through and tells which lines they came from and all of that. I literally just screenshotted this, and it was in my notes from a long time ago, but I sent it to myself at 9:51. So when I say we be all the way through there, we be all the way through there in every way. Right. Right. So for you to bring that up, DC Pooh, I was just over at Asia Culture at 9:51. It's 11:16. Because I've been going back through my screenshots. Remember I told y'all God would tell me just take a screenshot of certain things because it might not be for now, it's for later. Well, a lot of the stuff that I was screenshotting in 2018 is for right now. And it's really spooky. Like this. I'm going to show y'all. I said, hold on, Dad. Wait a minute. What's this mean? So... that's talking. Oh. Y'all want to screenshot that? Can y'all see it? I know that window is like, what's the name? Y'all see this? I know it's backwards. You gotta flip it. I'm gonna read it to y'all. Y'all ready? Friday, September 18th, 2020 headlines. Global markets mix to end choppy week. Number 2. This is 2020. Trump admin to ban WeChat and TikTok downloads Sunday. Feds to stress test U.S. banks again. Options activity at record highs as small traders weighed in. All of this has to do with right now, does it not? Huh? Does it not? Global markets are ending choppy. Trump's administration didn't ban TikTok. This is from 2020, y'all. Feds to stress test the U.S. banks. What they talking about with the banks and all of that going on right now? Oh. Options activity at record highs as small traders weighed in. The stock market. Huh? No. A lot of the things that are happening right now, it does, Trina. A lot of the things that are happening right now, he laid the groundwork in 2016 to 2020. Did you know that Trump now has a Bible for sale? Yeah, he been had a Bible for sale. He sells everything, even himself. He been doing it. No. Yeah, that's how they got into the, what's the name? In the beginning. In the beginning of his, what you call it? Something else. Okay. Not that. We gonna get to the TikTok videos. I know y'all don't be wanting that right off the bat. So, then... How do you guys have the Old Testament OTP more canonical scriptures book 2? Those of you that do have it. So book 2, I keep telling people he laid the foundation and now he has to finish the work. He's finishing it for sure, girl. As I go through sometimes when I go through my stuff from about 15 or 16 until now, my mind is blown. because every single thing that God had me paying attention to is in our news right now. And it's so much. I just be trying to give y'all little snippets of it, but it's real crazy. I don't know if you all have this book, but I wanted to read something to y'all. I don't think that he's moving fast. He's moving on target. He already laid the foundation. Well, he ain't. So this the thing. Trump ain't did nothing. Trump is the puppet, y'all. Netanyahu then did his deal. Okay. 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 Also, what's a right? RITE. Real quick. A ritual. Okay. There are some books in here that have those in here. You need to be very careful. Okay? Because again, before Jesus came, there were things that they had to do. After Jesus came, we don't have to do those things. There's a few books in here that are rituals. You need to not read them. I don't care if it got Moses in front of it or not. You hear me? Please be very careful. I almost want to say these are the books y'all put up on the shelf for a minute and wait till he tell you to go there. But I can't tell y'all what to do. But just because we get it right now don't mean you have to read it right now. Okay? If you haven't got all the way through the Testament, our old OTPs, and you still working on that, that's okay. Okay? Because remember I told you I had the OTP for almost 10 years and was still working my way through it. Do you understand? So just because we get it, you don't have to read it right now. Some stuff you can put up. Okay? You hear me? Okay? Because there are some things that you need understanding for. It's the, yeah. Yes, it was certain passages in there that didn't sit right. I had to turn past it. Right. So okay. Can y'all do me a favor? I can't tell nobody what to do. But for right now, can y'all just get through the old OTP first, please? Just put these up. If you bought them, unless God leads you to read something, can you just put them up? Because remember I told you there were books that God gave me, like the Nag Hammadi and stuff, but until I got the base for those, I could have been, do you understand? Because you have to remember, a lot of these books were written prior to Christ. And so there were things that they had to do that were rituals to keep the demons away. We know that from Solomon. Okay? And I don't ever want y'all to start tapping in and stuff just trying to know. I need you to allow God to lead you to it. Okay? In all honesty. Because if you're still getting through the OTP and scripture, that is a lot. And there's a lot of stuff in here that if you don't know what you're reading, you can be in some trouble. Okay? We don't have to call on angels to help us. Back in the day, they had to. Before Jesus, there were things that they had to do. We don't have to do that. Those are rituals that they had to do. But you have to understand what it is that you're reading. And this is why some books, when I would read, I did not show y'all the thing because I understand what's in them. And you have to understand the context. When, where, you said, yes, don't want to be battling the dark side experience. Exactly. Okay? So if God doesn't lead you to read these, go back to whatever he was telling you. And I'm not, if he wants you to read it, he gonna send you to it. But there's a lot of stuff in here. And this is sometimes why when I haven't read books, I don't suggest them to people because I don't know what all is in them. Right? So when people used to get mad at me, like, oh, you know, whatever, 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 okay, well, go on and do whatever. I can't tell nobody what to do, but wisdom would tell you don't just be playing around, and just because you can doesn't mean that your spirit is ready for certain things. Does that make sense? Because the devil don't care if you ready or not. If you messing around in there, he don't care. Okay? Because the OTP is a lot. And I don't know what all is in here. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Exactly. Okay? So this is one of the books that unless God is telling you just read it, read it, read it, go back to what you've been studying for a while. Okay? Because I don't want y'all asking me questions about stuff that I have not read yet, and then you being got into something and I ain't been over there. Okay? You hear me? And it's not because I haven't read it yet. I don't want y'all reading stuff and I don't know what it is. You said yes, and my family practitioners of dark magic. You said, and I never touched it or dabbled in it. So when I see that, I know what it is because I was raised in it. Exactly. A pastor who does exorcism said the same thing. Don't get into something you know nothing about or can handle. But I've been telling y'all that. That's why when people used to get mad at me that I wouldn't show certain books, I don't care because I understand what it is. Right? And what's real crazy, let me show y'all. I said, I think that book got molded when I first got here. I was like, I have this book. A lot of these books in here are in the other Bible, and I saw that, but it's another book that I had, and I ran across it yesterday in my notes, but I think that's the book that got mildewed when we first started doing it. So I didn't come in here and look for it. I figured I'd do it today, but I remember the colors, and I think that's the one that got mildewed. I had to get another one. But a lot of the books in here, I screenshotted in like 2017, 2018, 2019. And I was going through my pictures. I was like, wait a minute, that name is in the book I just got. That name is in the book I just got. That name is in the book I just got. So actually, some of these books I have seen before because I had a book when I first met y'all that I had. And one of the times it rained in here, it was on the floor and it got wet and I had to throw it away. You said, I've been told they use the Bible to do their dark magic. They do. They do. But you have to understand, again, prior to Jesus coming, there were certain things that had to happen. That's how they kept the demons off of them, because Jesus' blood hadn't taken control of that whole thing. So if God is not leading you to it, don't do it just yet. And I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do. Everybody can do what they want to do. But it was on my heart this morning and last night because I've run into some things and I know what they are. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of books. Remember I told you God had me picking up all kind of books that he just wanted on the shelf. You say, yes, man, God sent them to you for a reason. I didn't question it because I understand my spiritual maturity and I've growing to do still. Because you'll be in some stuff, and sister, listen, you'll be like, wait a minute, God, stuff starts showing up in your house. You got to be careful. Right? So it's not that I don't want nobody to know, but I do love y'all, and I understand that the spiritual realm is nothing to play in. If you don't understand it, it does not care. If you are not strong enough and mature enough to be in certain places in the spiritual realm, it doesn't care. It's not going to say, oh, you're a baby in the spirit. No, it's going to come at you full throttle. So be careful is all I'm going to say. You say, yes, I understand what you're talking about. God led me to a book, and it comes with the learning sense. After reading it, I have to destroy it. Interesting. I get that same feeling with some movies and shows too. Okay. Yes, it's the book with the demons' names and how to expel them. Something we should do. I don't know which book you're talking about. Y'all gotta be more specific. You know how many books in here are talking about expelling demons? Probably 50. Which one? You said facts, and when someone is giving advice, I've learned to listen. I'm listening. Okay, yeah, okay. I love y'all, and I can't tell y'all what to do, but I want y'all to be very careful because the spiritual realm is real, y'all. And when you get to dabbling in certain places and you don't know what you're doing, the spiritual realm does not care. Okay? That's why there was only certain information that God gave people once they got to a certain, their relationship with Him was solidified on certain levels. You hear me? Okay. So that's why I used to sometimes wait to tell y'all certain books that I got. It wasn't that I was trying to hide any information from y'all. I just want y'all to be safe. That's important to me in real life. Okay? All right. I'll be right back. And then I'm going to read something to y'all. Okay. I don't know, Pumpkin. Email me about it. I don't know. I have no idea. Send me a picture of it. Okay? Because I don't know exactly which book you're talking about. 'Talking about the Testament of Solomon, what it says to do in there with the angels, no, you don't have to do that. You're welcome. Okay? And I'm not trying to hate on nobody or stop nobody learning. You need to be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Now, moving on. If you do have this book, can you please go to page 622. I'm just going to take this off before it gets towed up. Just put you up there. Okay. So if you do have Old Testament Pseudepigrapha Volume 2, not our old one, but the new one, can you go to page 622? If not, that's fine. You could just listen. I just want to read something to y'all real quick. Okay? Y'all ready? You said this was meant for me. I came late, but the message was on time. Thank you, sister. Yeah, because you're building your library. You don't have to read everything in there right now. It's just to have for later when God opens up your understanding and your spiritual maturity has gotten to a point. It's still books up here that He might say, not this part, only read this, only read that. So you have to use wisdom when you're searching as well. Okay? Y'all over there? Hello? Everybody that's in class, say hello, please. so I know you're awake. Everybody say hello. Ain't no watching from the background. Say hello. It's 91, so I should see 91 hellos over here. It's 38. I should see 38 hellos over here. Okay. I need to see who's in class today. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm going to make sure y'all here now. All right. Okay. Okay. Hey. Everybody say hello. All right. We're doing roll call. All right. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yes. I need to see who went, huh? All right. Here we go. Sorry for the silence. I'm getting ready for court. I'll be officially divorced today. Oh, I know I shouldn't say congratulations. Listen, I'ma say it because sometimes some stuff is a punishment. Congratulations that you was getting off punishment, girl. Hallelujah. I know that feeling. Woo! Gonna eat you something good today. Honey, gonna eat you, baby, because I was so free. I don't care what nobody say. Some stuff is a punishment, and when you get off punishment, you'll be real happy about it. Hello, Katrina. Hello, everybody. You listening at work? It's okay. I just want to know who all in here. You said we getting ready, and we'll celebrate her accomplishment tonight. Okay, amen and amen again. Come on. Hey, marriage is beautiful, but divorce is beautiful too. I don't care what nobody say. God said he could take everything the devil meant for your bad and turn it around for your good, like divorce. Hello. I don't apply divorces. Work on it if you can, but some stuff can't be fixed. Moving on. All right. Everybody said congratulations. I love love. I love marriage. I love commitment and all of that. But if you ain't supposed to be committed to it, it will drag you to the death realm. No, thank you. All right. Here we go. Sure will. Love. But sometimes it ain't love and you got to move on. Hello. Sometimes it ain't. Because the devil send decoys. You can get some good stuff as far as your children and whatever else, but some stuff, folks, is decoys. Okay. Here we go. However, concerning, you got a pen and paper? Not to those that can't, but if you can you write down the date and time and write down 15? Can you write down the date and write down 15? You did already, Auntie? Okay. All right. However, concerning the 15 signs that will occur on the same number of days preceding the day of judgment, I do not consider it a waste to insert what I've learned to be reported by Blessed Jerome. In his very own words, indeed, just as I do not certainly accept the strength of the authority in these words, so neither do I wholly reject their fidelity. This matter, therefore, just as it has come to us, has been inserted simply for this manner, and also for the ancient Hebrew peoples, for whom the terror of divine judgment has increased. It may be known from their pages. It says, are you ready? Sign of the first day. All the seas will be raised to the height of 15 cubits above the highest mountains, and they will not damage the land, but will stand like sea walls. Are you listening? Huh? You heard that? Who remembers us studying the tallest mountain? We did this. Okay. Okay. Listen. Now, the other says, on the first day, the sea will rise to the height of 40 cubits above the highest mountains and will be like a wall, and the rivers likewise. 40 cubits is 60 feet. Please tell me how tall the tallest mountain. There's a couple. We did this. Please tell me how tall the tallest mountains are. Please. You can do the top 3. Please. Come on. How tall are they? We did this already. But let's look. What we got? Hey. Mount Everest is 29,000 feet. Can you swim in 29,000 feet of water? 29,060 feet. 29,035 feet is the Mount Everest, the highest point above sea level. So 2990, 29. Can you swim in 29,000 feet of water? $29,000. You said Asia is 8,586, which is 28,169 feet. Interesting. You can barely swim in 6 feet. Me too, auntie. Oh, 33,000 feet. Interesting. So the waters of the world and the rivers. Okay, do me a favor. Is there a river close to you? An ocean close to you? If there's a river or an ocean close to you, tell me what the normal feet like of that river is, and then add 60 feet to that, and tell me what the rivers around you are going to look like. If you live next to an ocean, okay, well, how tall is the Mississippi? How deep is the Mississippi River? And add 60 feet to that. What does that look like in your neighborhood, in your area? I live right next to the Mississippi. The levee is my backyard. Interesting. Well, add 60 feet to whatever the closest river to you is. And imagine driving on the highway, driving down the street, and you see something. You're like, what? What is that? And it's a river, the river that you done drove past every day is now 60 feet tall. You said, not long, deep, queen. Sorry, deep. I'm sorry, deep, pumpkin. Looks like a whole lot of nope to me. You said it would be nothing but water everywhere. Right. But the wall. Oh, is it? It's 438,000 feet deep. What? 500,000 feet? Oh, wow. Oh, you are. Oh. 200 feet deep at Memphis, plus 60. So 260 feet deep. You only have 200 feet deep. You said Neck River is 40 feet deep, so it would be 100 feet deep. The lake next to you is 40,000 feet deep. 40 feet deep. 31 feet. So if you add 60 to that, it would be 100 feet. So could you imagine walking outside or driving? I mean, dang, for me to drown, I only need a little over 5. Girl, 3.5 for me, depending on how the sand looking. You said I'm pretty sure all of Louisiana would be going. Okay, no. We're not talking about the water coming through. We're just talking about a wall. No, not flooding everything, just a wall of water. A wall, not flooding everything. Just you go outside of your house, and where there is normally sky, there is a wall of water wherever the river or lake is closest to you. And that's why I asked you to look how deep the river or lake or ocean, because some of y'all live by the ocean, closest to you is. Right? And 60 feet above that, right, what would you do? You said, Grandma piddle and then pass out because I don't like water. You said, where are my California people? Right, that's what I'm saying. I know we got some folks that live close to the oceans and the rivers and the lakes that we used to. You said, pass out. You said, Lake Latonka maximum depth is 58 feet. So then you would be easily about 120 feet or so. The Mississippi River would be like the ocean. Interesting. What would you do? Did you watch Day After Tomorrow? Who watched Day After Tomorrow? You remember the wall of water that they were running from? And then it froze over very quickly? You think that was more than 60 feet of water? Chesapeake Bay part is 174. Interesting. So plus 60. Okay, good. Good. Okay. All right. Yours will be around 100 feet deep. Can you swim in 100 feet of water? Bigger than a tsunami. What type of terror? You said I can't even swim in 1 inch of water. This part, sister. Yep, it was deep enough for the okay. For the ships, you said. I don't even like going in the middle of the ocean to have that much water on. You said the Pacific Ocean is 36,201 feet deep. So it would be 36,261 feet deep. That's a different type of thing when you think about water, right? How fast could you drive from a wall of water that's 36,000, 40,000, 50,000, 100 feet? How fast could you drive to get away from that? What would the pressure of that water and the momentum of that water flowing, like just dropping down, what do you think it would do? Well, how many things do you think could withstand that? You said Lake Alatuna is 145 feet deep, so it'd be right at about 200 feet deep. Interesting. You said there's no need to even run. I'm just gonna stay there. You stay in there, because where am I gonna go? That part, just lay into it. Just go on and lay into it. Right. Not fast enough, especially if the roadway is narrow. Nothing can withstand that. It will wipe everything out. Interesting. Okay. All right. It says signs of the first day. Now, this book that I'm reading is called The 15 Signs Before Judgment Day. Water caused the Grand Canyon. So, exactly. You said, I don't know. Right, Nikki Pooh? Huh? The book that I'm reading is called The 15 Signs Before Judgment Day. Now, so let's get going. All right. The sign of the second day, all the seas will prostrate to the uttermost deep, so that human eyes can barely see them. You said just gonna blast the song as the world caves in and accept it at that point. Hilarious. On the second day, they will descend into the deep, so that one can barely see their height. You said my brother swam in the Adriatic Sea. We went to Yugoslavia. Interesting. Okay. The sign of the third day, all the seas will be restored to their ancient state, just as they were created in the beginning. Do you think the waters were larger? Because remember, they just found an ocean under our ocean. Don't forget that. And they said that the ocean that is larger than the ocean that we see, I mean, it's the ocean that's under the ocean is bigger than the ocean that we see. So when that recedes, could it be that God is the veil that has been keeping those old beings underneath that wall? Oh, okay. That part, Danny. Because if the oceans are going to be like they used to be, well, let's look at something. That would mean all of the stuff that's in here they're supposed to be extinct. Like these big old aquatic animals and all of the giant water bugs and stuff that scorpions and spiders that are extinct. These things, what's that? If the oceans are going to be like they used to be, then that means stuff like this is going to be seen in there again. If all of the beings that were here before the flood are returning, that means the ones in the ocean as well. Go look up ancient sea spiders at the point to take me out. Have y'all seen how big they said them spiders are in Australia? Baby God, please, thank you. And I used to want to go, not ever. That man had a tree branch look like, and it was the leg of a spider, baby. Did you see it? You seen it? Hey. Y'all seen it? You said, I'll just be a tic-tac in a whale's mouth if I'm in the water. Yes, we know. Yep. Oh, I seen it just hanging on a tree, chilling. Right. 312 feet deep under the San Francisco Bay Bridge. Interesting. Girl, right. Baby, they had a spider leg that was just like this long. From tip to tip. A spider leg. And it was bent like this. And he was doing like this with it. And he said, I bet you think this is a tree branch. This is the leg of a spider. This is the leg of a what? And it was round like a tree branch. Hello. And today, not 2 years ago. Right now. You said, I thought he was messing with the broken off tree branch. Me too. In real life. What would you do? Girl, my soul's gonna leave my body. I'm gonna tell you right now. Baby, we are not ready for the stuff that's about to come up out of this earth, honey. We're not ready. We're not ready. We're not ready. We're not ready. Oh, we not ready. We not ready. Oh, we not ready. You said it shows a picture of what looks like a water horse. Interesting. Blackout, baby. I'm just y'all gonna see me like on the anime. My spirit just gonna leave. Hello. Baby, the body of that spider. Right. Straight Scooby-Doo. Okay. Listen, you said it's raining and thundering and lightning out here now. Interesting. Interesting. I need a giant rate. I'm talking an immediate soul evacuation, that part. Baby, listen, it will. Y'all gonna see my eyes roll immediately. I'm not scared of spiders, but one that big, girl, bigger than girl. Girl, what would you do, girl? And it's 8 legs like that. Don't forget that. Woo! Um, I had a cricket spider in my house and was ready to burn it all down. That part. That'll make anybody want to faint. Baby, listen. You said it's a no for me. That part, spiders don't bother me, but that got me faint like Adam. That part, can somebody resuscitate me? Listen. Listen, anybody, right. You said looking at your watch, waiting on the angel of death to come. You said get you, so you take it too long to get here. That part, you said if that bug is bigger than my pinky nail, I can't do it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, they even have sea monsters in the Percy Jackson movie, right? So did y'all go look up ancient sea? You said pants full of bowel movements. I wouldn't know what to do. Girl, you listen, being shorted on myself. Listen, they gonna be like, and she gave up the ghost. I'm trying to tell you, she gave up the ghost, baby. Listen. You said them things probably move fast, and y'all know they gonna come out of the earth. Oh my goodness, the spiders in Hawaii be big and quick. My son's wife freaked out when she was over there. Listen, you said just start playing the saxophone for me because it's my time at that point. Right, go on and play the Titanic music. Jack, Rose, Jack. Baby, listen. My ghost gonna be standing. Look, my spirit gonna be standing on the side of me like, girl, you didn't even make it 2 minutes, didn't? Pick me up, pick my arm up. Listen, you that part, Alicia. You said I thought worrying about the Leviathan was gonna be bad. You're right. And God said all the things that are in the earth, they about to come out. Okay. Okay, I just want to know if y'all seen what I seen. Let's keep going. All right. Woo. Sign of the 4th day, all the beasts, and all that move in the waters of the sea will be gathered and lifted above the great ocean. In contention together, bellowing and roaring, men will not know what they might say or what they might think, for God knows such, for whom all things live to render service. These 4 signs are about the sea, and 3 following are about the lower and upper air. I'm not surviving all that water either. Really, none of that is finna happen. Listen, right. I'm not right. Okay, so think about this. When you think about God's wrath, does this sound like his wrath? Does it sound like he's ready to destroy the earth to have water standing in walls? So it's almost like you're waiting right before they, and then everybody floating in the water and all of that. And then the water is going to recede and you're not going to be able to see it. But then when they come back up, the rivers are going to be like they used to be in the beginning. You mean with all the animals and stuff in it that ain't been there? Because you know what's really crazy? They said that the animals are going to be above the waters making noises like the whale noises, all the dolphins making. Could you imagine going to a body of water and everything that lives in that water is on the top of the water making noise? What would that sound like? All the whales bellowing, all the sharks making whatever noise they make. Could you imagine? Because see, we don't hear it because we underwater. They got sonar, so they know what they sound like. You said, so I need to buy a ship on Amazon. Yes, Keish, you do. Imagine every single, okay, because now remember, it's other beings in the water like mermaids. Don't forget that. And they said it's something that's biting the largest shark. What is that? That's taking chunks out of the largest sharks and whales. Y'all done seen it. So what sound do that, whatever that is, make? Because y'all been seeing, they've been saying something is taking big bites out of the largest sharks in the ocean there, whatever it is. So what sound do whatever that is make? What if it ain't the Leviathan, auntie? What if it's something that we just don't know is down there? You said, I just keep thinking, oh, Adam, every time he pass out, it's going to be, oh, Daddy, I'm trying to tell you, girl. You said Leviathan. But what if it's something that's not the Leviathan, but almost the Leviathan, auntie? Lord, let me go gently into the good night. You said, Keisha, we finna get the gopher wood in the Florida. Help me find. No, you said the methadone, I don't know. You said, no, ma'am, I cannot imagine. Sounds like chaos, right? Cause see, we only thinking about the megalodon, right? Okay, so what sound do those animals make? Huh? We don't know what's down there. And if the oceans are going to be the way that they used to, when we look at what am I looking for? A specific book. I think it's in my room. Oh, wait. It's in my room, y'all. Oh, maybe it ain't. Maybe it's right here. Oh, there we go. Here we go. I think this is it. Right. Yes. I'm trying to find. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. Now, this is saying that it's in the heavens, in the lower heavens, right? Hey, what we gonna do if you see this? Well, you said I'm gonna be a tic tac or a grain of sand. It's something you said, and the way they make the noise. I don't think I right. What you gonna do if this come out of the water? You see it? Because y'all know this ain't made up. They got this from somewhere. These are the beings that they used to describe in the water, right? Back in the day, the sailors and whatnot, the pirates. See if we can find something else. I think I should be looking at my map book, but we gonna just flip through here because I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Here's something else. The Hydra. Right there. It got 5 heads. Right? You said boo-boo on myself. That part. I'm looking for some more of these sea creatures that's on the maps. This must not, I mean, I know they in here, but the one I'm looking, oh, wait a minute, here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. What about that coming out of the water? This. What about that coming out the water? Do you all remember that video that they said was AI with the dragon coming up out the water? And then they showed us the dragons are real right after that. And they came out of the water. Just like, what's his name? That breathes fire. He came out of the water, out of the bottom of the ocean. Godzilla. Ain't that where he came from? You said I don't have to worry. The water will get me. You said just go and lay down and call it fair. Yep, it will be painted on their maps too, right, Lolita? So if you go back and look at ancient sea serpents and whatever they said was in the water, if the waters are going to be like they were in the beginning, that means that those beings are going to be in the water, right? You said this whole time I was scared of a killer jellyfish. Now all of this. You said AI was created so that we wouldn't believe what we actually see. Exactly. And it's funny that AI ramped up right around the time that we are really going to be seeing these beings. Hey? Hey, Yvonne? Huh? You said one big breath of water and it won't have, you said, and I won't have to worry about it. But are you understanding though? Because for the waters to go back, it says they go up and then they go down and they recede. Well, we know from the last few years that there's an ocean that is under our ocean, and they say it functions perfectly. So could it be that when the flood happened and the waters receded, God let all the bones and all of the seashells, because remember they said that the base, the floor of the ocean that they thought was the bottom is not the bottom, it's a layer of fish and bones and scales and stuff like that from years and years and years of that stuff just falling. But there's something under there. And they know that there's life under there because they used the sonar or whatever it was to look and see that there's life and there's stuff underneath the bottom of the ocean that we know. So could it be that when all of that water comes crashing down, it's going to like punch through that, and then everything that's been hidden since the flood is going to be released? This is the 15 days before judgment. Do you think that's plausible? You said they have found sea creatures, fossils embedded at the top of the mountains. Yes, they have. Huh? Do you think that's something that could happen? Seeing as how this is the days right before the Lord comes back. Okay. It says, sign of the 5th day, all the birds of heaven will gather in the plains, each kind in its own order, and these birds will be talking and crying together, neither eating nor drinking, fearing the coming judgment. Now we know that's going to happen because there's a war that's going to happen, and all of the birds, God told them, come and eat your fill of the flesh that is going to be dead. All of the vultures and all the different birds, and they already started doing that in Israel and in different places. The birds have started to fly back there. So what is it going to sound like with all the birds of the earth getting together and making noise? So not only now have we had to hear all of the animals that are in the ocean. You ever heard it when a whole bunch of birds get together? It's beautiful, but it could also be annoying. What's that going to sound like? The end of the world will be so loud. Come on. Is that getting people ready for hell? Because remember, it said in hell, it's not going to be no silence either. You say yes, it is. All those dang seagulls. So think about the crows calling, all the different birds. Just imagine all the birds of the earth making noise at the exact same time. And the only person or being that is going to know what is being said is God. Just like when the sea animals come to the top, You said when my chickens and my ducks be in the back hollering, I be like, you said, be quiet. Come on. Right. So the day before, no matter where you are in the world, you can hear the wails and bellows of fish and them making noise. Some we probably never heard. And then the next day, you said the people wailing, sea animals crying out, and all the bird. Come on. Come on. Come on. What's it going to sound like? You think that'll put fear in people's hearts? People already get nervous when they see too many flocks of birds, do they? Don't they? They get to seeing too many birds. Folks will go in the house and be like, that's an omen. So imagine all the birds. Okay, do me a favor. Can Google or Siri or something tell us about how many birds it is on fowl or whatever you want to call it on the earth right now? Let's just do a number of how many birds are on earth right now. I know they don't know the specific number because only God does, but what do they tell us? You said I get nervous too. Right, Nisi Pooh? You said, first of all, I didn't even like birds since they came out with that movie, Birds. You said part 1 and 2, right? Right. You said, yes, that's going to be loud. You said, they do. I'm people. I cannot take a whole bunch of birds at one time. Okay. Different animals screaming out loud. Yes. You said, we will be on our knees, holding our ears, and still won't help. I can see it. Come on. I do ever since I seen Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Y'all are hilarious. Watch everybody go back and watch. 50 billion birds, and there's only 8 billion people. It's 8.5 or so billion people. And it's at least 4 to 5 times that in birds. What is that going to sound like, y'all? You said they are the different species, 11,000 species, right? You said, wow, this just happened to me today. I had to go and check to see what was going on, and now this in class. Interesting. The noise is going to drive people crazy and paranoid. Could you imagine 50 billion birds making noise simultaneously? You said, please stop it right now. I can't even handle the imagery. Girl. You said this is going to make me want to go watch the birds. I mean, right. I know there's more than 11,000 species, but how many? They said about 50 billion. It's only 8.5 billion people on the planet. Right. What is that going to sound like? Think about being in the Amazon and how you can hear all, you said sky gonna be black if they're all flying around. Girl. Oh, Lord. Girl, right. Ooh, you said just a terror, right. Just thinking about the sound some bird species make, oh my God, right. And all of them at the same time, 50 billion. I walked out yesterday morning and only a few birds were outside chirping, and even that was loud. Okay. Before I came to the United States, that's how it was in Mexico. He said there is in this bird, there's a bird in Florida that sounds so scary. I can't imagine a bunch of them together. You said like it was in China last month, millions of birds was in the sky last month. You said, oh, yes, you won't be able to see anything. Could you imagine? Okay. Let's keep going. It says, sign of the 6th day. Streams of fire will arise against the appearance of the firmament, running from the setting of to the rising of the sun. It says, on this one, it says, on the 6th day, all the grass and trees will give bloody dew. On the 6th day, buildings will fall down. So there's 3 different renditions of this. Okay. Why would the trees and the grass have bloody dew? My real question is how many people will make it past the first 5 days? Because sheesh, here we go. So you're just gonna be all in my stuff? Hmm. Why would the grass and the trees have bloody dew? You know what dew look like? Blood droplets on every blade of grass, on every tree branch. Think about it. I've showed y'all pictures of how dew looks on the grass. It's a blade, it's a bead of water. Yes. So what if when you see the grass, on every single blade of grass there is a drop of blood? On every single leaf on the tree there is a drop of blood. What will that look like? Y'all remember in War of the Worlds? When they was sucking the people up in them things and then spraying them out like fertilizer? You said, what will that smell like? And he was like, you remember? You said a whole game. This right. Think about it. This is the last days, not the last weeks, not the last months, the last days before the earth is getting ready to see the King of Kings. I remember the red color everywhere. You said when it's God's wrath, there is now nowhere to hide. So don't think that there would be many people left. You don't think that there would be many people left? Ooh, right. But what's it going to look like for the people that do get to see it? And this is all after 200-mile blood filling the streets. From the horse's bridle to mind blowing, right? Right, I got you, Pumpkin. Think about that, family. These are the last 15 days before the earth sees Jesus. I'm going to need you to stay on target, Pumpkin. We're not talking about that. We're talking about something else. That's older classes. You can go look for those. Stay where we at, please. What's that going to look like? Okay. The sign of the seventh day, all the stars that are wandering and stationary will strew fiery heads as is seen in comments and be a sign for the world and its inhabitants. So there's going to be a whole bunch of comments hitting the earth. Come on, Neat. Come on, Joy. So the stationary stars and the stars that do the orbit, from them is going to be coming comets. From all in the heavens. How many stars do they say that there is in the heavens right now? A raw estimate? Hey. He did say that. How many stars are there? I don't know. Does it give an estimate of how many? I've always said I wanted to see his return. Now I'm rethinking my request. He knows what's best. I remember what you said about the comments before this happens. Biggest tires, billions. There's billions of stars. If there's billions of stars, or maybe even trillions, who knows? Each one of them sending off 4 comments or 3 comments. What's that going to look like? You said the number is absolutely astounding. There are approximately 200 billion trillion stars. $400 billion, maybe trillions. It says innumerable, more than 3. Okay, wait. So we done went from 50 billion birds to a gazillion. You said no, it's 1 septillion of stars. Up to a septillion. I ain't never even heard of a septillion. Never mind, I found it says 300 to 400 billion. A septillion. Up to. So we just gonna say 300 to 400 billion. We'll take that. What if each one of those 400 billion star 100 gazillion, 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 gazillion. There it go, with a whole bunch of stuff behind it. Gosh, dog. So if, like the sands of the shore, okay. What if each one of those stars sent out 3 or 4 asteroids or comets to Earth? What? That's a septillion, girl. That's a long number. It's a whole bunch of zeros. Lord, I need a septillion dollars. Okay, moving on. Huh? 1 followed by 24 zeros. Crazy. What's that gonna look like? He said ask for something crazy. That's crazy. I never even heard of. Eyes have not seen and ears have not heard the things that he got prepared for us. So there you go. All right. Nothing would be left. Interesting. Unimaginable. Earth can fit up to the size of just our sun 1.3 million times. So that amount of comments from just one is hard to imagine. Interesting. Is this giving you a view of what the last 15 days of our world as we know it might look like? Now do you understand why God said everything on earth is going to be shaken in fear at the coming of the Lord and the time right before the coming of the Lord? Does this make it more real to you? What it's going to sound like, what it's going to smell like, what it's going to look like, what it's going to be like. And it is spooky to think about it, but I think when we think, oh, whatever, we don't really picture what that's going to be. The end of everything we see and don't see. They starting to trip already. I saw the numbers drop by 15. They playing. We talking too much over here. I'm going to give them a break. The people is over here. I'm going to give y'all a break. Y'all need to go get some coffee or something. Walk it out. He said, it's crazy we're talking about this because today's supposed to be the ring of fire in the sky. Interesting. Interesting. What they put up at the Olympics? Wasn't that a ring of fire? And there was a star on the inside of it. Think they were telling you something? Because something we're going to read in here has everything to do with the Olympics. I'll be right back. Get you a snack, some chips or something. Sorry, y'all. All right. So, so let me ask you a question too. Do you think that it will be the animals repenting, seeing as how we won't be able to understand what they're saying, but we know that God knows exactly what they're saying? Okay. You said I'm over here eating all my catfish nuggets that I made yesterday. I came prepared today, girl. Girl. Ooh, I bet they was good too. Did you have some hot sauce? I didn't even make my food last night. You know, I'm gonna make it today. I was exhausted. I just laid down. I'm gonna make my gumbo today, girl. I was too tired yesterday. I didn't even feel like it. What? Because think about it now. This is the last 15 days of Earth. You think that the animals are repenting? Ooh, I know they was good. I know they was good. Huh? Is that why all the birds are talking? Hey, Buddha Biscuits. Is that why all the birds was talking and all of the sea animals was talking? Because they know we are in the last 15 days and they trying to get their last prayers out to God. Could that be a thing? As to why everybody is being so loud? You said eating gumbo now for lunch, that part. Huh? Could that be a thing? You said this is scary. It's a little mind challenging for sure. Hello. Cause see, you gotta think, this is the last 15 days. So the fish know they about to go. The animals know they about to go. Everybody. Everybody trying to put in their last pleas for God, remember me. Because all of his creation is going to acknowledge his coming. Think about that. We ain't even got to the land animals, the bears and the lions and every, ooh, Lord. You hear me? Different, right? When you think about the earth getting ready to meet its maker, the creator, what is that going to be like? Every knee will bow. Come on, Nisi Poo. Even those things that don't got knees. They gon' the monkeys, everything. You hear me? All right. It says, sign up the 7th day, all the stars wandering and stationary will strew fiery heads as is seen in comets and be a sign for the world and its inhabitants. The sign of the 8th day, there will be a great earthquake. Could that be because the comets were hitting Earth? And it shook the Earth's core. And it made all of the land unstable. And the water that has been all the way up in this big old tall thing, then crashed down to the bottom. It seems like the plates and everything gonna be moving. What's that gonna be like for us? Yesterday was comets. Today, the ground is just opening up. Hey. Huh? So we didn't have the birds making all this sound. We didn't have all of the aquatic animals moaning and making these noises that we've never heard before because it's always been underwater. Everything will have to shift. What's that going to sound like? You know, you can hear it when there's earthquakes happening. You can hear whatever it is with the plates moving underneath. You can hear it. You said, like you said in a previous class, it's like we're in a snow globe and God is going to shake it. Ooh, girl, listen, is Does this make you think about what it's going to be like to meet God? Jesus. God in the flesh. And we only on the 8th day. You said great migrations, food shortages, pools of Kool-Aid everywhere. Come on, Mari. Loudest thunder ever. Okay. Come on. So these are the last 15 days before we meet Jesus. And all of his creation, I lived in Cali from ages 10 to 16. You can hear a groaning sound when the earth shakes. Come on. So we done went from the sound of 50 billion birds to however many aquatic animals to comets coming down on the earth. And don't forget the wall of water that is 60 feet above the tallest mountain that's just going to stay there. Don't forget that the waters are going to go back to how they were in the beginning of the earth. That means that there are going to be sea creatures that we have never seen that are going to be making noise. I was thinking the earthquakes could also be what's waking up the under earth too. Asteroids and noises. Interesting. Everything. This is the last 10 days of the earth, y'all. You said all that will cause great storms too. Right. The last 15 days of the earth. Cries of everyone and every living thing is going to be off the chart. It's going to be real loud, ain't it? Interesting. It says, sign of the 8th day, there will be a great earthquake so that no man is able to stand. It didn't say some men. It said no man. Nor any animal, but all will be cast down. The earth is going to shake so hard that even if you try to brace yourself against something, it's not going to work. The animals won't be able to stand. Huh? They got 4 feet, some of them. What's that going to feel like? In one version of it, it says, on the 8th day, the rocks will fight each other, and each will divide itself into 3 parts, and each part will strike against another. And wonder if the pegs that our world is resting on will crumble in the middle earth. You said will become one. Interesting. Interesting. This is the last 15 days. We on the 8th day. It's 7 more after this. Ain't no telling. For real. You said that would be the rock giants. Could be. Could be. You said you would be in fear. I think the world is going to be like a vibrating plate. Exactly. Where will you hide from that? Because you won't be able to hide in the mountains because the mountains are going to split. You won't be able to hide in the earth because it's going to open up. So where do you go? All of the sea creatures are already at the top of the water. Everything that's been down in the deep, in the bottom of the oceans, is already. You said right, there will be nowhere to run. Let me get my mutant powers before that time, Lord. That part, Mari. So we can walk on water and everything. I'm trying to tell you. All right. It says, sign of the 9th day. All stones, great and small, will be split into 4 parts, and each part will strike against the other parts. And no man will understand that sound except God alone. Huh? So after the earthquake, they're still going to be splitting up the rocks, and every rock, y'all, think about all the mountains being split in 4, all the hills being split in 4. And the sound that is going to be made, the only person that is going to understand it is God. Do y'all see how his creation keeps talking to him in a sound that humans don't understand? The aquatic animals are going to talk to him. The air animals are going to talk to him. We know the land animals is going to be howling Could you imagine how many dogs, cats, birds, all of these different animals all making sounds, talking to God, and his creation is going to speak in only a language that he understands right before he comes back? You said a symphony, the outcry. Listen, listen. Because animals know when destruction is coming. You said just like the vision of Paul when the earth told on us, the water told on us. Okay. Okay. All the sins that have been committed in it. Hello. There will be nowhere to run and hide. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. It says, a sign of the 10th day, all the trees of the woods and the blades of grass will flow with the bloody dew. On the 10th day, all the hills and valleys will be turned back into a plain, and the earth will be level. So these is two different versions of the same thing. So take a look outside your window if you can. If you're not able to, that's fine. If you're driving, I understand. But if you're not, and you're in a place where you can stand outside on the back porch or wherever you at, if you can look out of a window, okay? Imagine every single thing that is around you being leveled to the ground. You said I cannot wrap this around my human mind. Only visual I get is the island waking up in the movie Moana. You said and how angry she was. Interesting. What's that gonna look like? Complete devastation for sure. Those of you that understand hurricanes, or if you've ever been in a tornado and you came out of the ash and rubble, right? Just imagine. All of the buildings that they built so high, the beautiful homes that everybody done paid all this money for, the apartment complexes, the schools, the grocery stores, all of that. You said this is if I made it through the other days already. I'm laid out. Like Adam, all those times he passed out, that part. And you said just, okay, so is we asking like if I made it through the first stuff? Oh, okay. What you say? You got to make it through the big spiders first, huh? Listen, Auntie Ida, I'm just trying to say. It says, sign of the 11th day, all the mountains and hills and all human buildings previously built will be reduced to dust. Interesting. Sign of the 12th day, all the animals of the earth will come from the forest and the mountains to the plains, roaring and bellowing, neither eating nor drinking. So we already went through the birds. We already went through here go the stuff that's outside our house. Can you tell me how many cats and birds? Pick a land animal real quick. Pick a land animal and tell me how many of, and everybody don't pick the same thing. Everybody go pick a land animal and tell me how many there are on the planet. Not how many species, how many bears total, cats, dogs. Not, we already did birds. So these are all land animals. Find a land animal. Okay? Look up how many there are on the planet right now. Everybody pick a different animal. Let's see what that sound is going to sound like. Because we already did birds. So don't do birds. We already did ocean. You know, that part. He said he did say in the last days men's hearts would fail them. I'm guessing that's what will happen to me after the spiders. I'm saying. So find all the land animals real quick. Okay? Find out how many there are. I want everybody to pick a different animal if you can. You said 1.5 billion cattle, 25% are bulls. So could you imagine what it would sound like if 1.5 billion cows was just making as loud as they could? 2.6 million bobcats. Tigers is 5,574. What else we got? What about bears and gazelles and deer? Everything is going to be made. All the land animals are going to be bellowing at the top of their lungs. You said 6,500 to 7,100 cheetahs. Over 7,000 species of frogs. Right, but how many frogs? Not the species. How many frogs, y'all? Not the different species. How many total frogs and toads? 450,000 elephants on the earth. You said 20,000 to 39,000 lions roaring at one time. About 10 million coyotes crying out and ooh, that's gonna be loud. 250,000 wolves. Do giraffes make a noise? Gorillas, monkeys, snakes. Think about all the snakes hissing at one time. How many snakes is on the planet right now? Because we already did the birds. 44 to 60 million donkeys. Just think about this noise. 725,000 to 1 million, roughly 1.2 million bobcats wandering in the wild. Snakes is over 400,000 hissing at one time. What's this gonna sound like, family? Don't forget dogs and cats. Ooh, it's 22,000 to 34,000 polar bears. Currently, there are 1.2 billion sheep in the world. So sheep's bleeding. Okay. Oh, could y'all just imagine the sound? Don't forget, a couple of days ago, we heard all of the beings that we didn't even know was in the water bellowing. Then the next day, it was every single bird on the planet chirping, calling, whatever they do. You said over 900 million dogs. At least 1.5 million whales. So we did the water animals. They was the other day, but we just doing land animals right now. But thank you, Maury. 60 million deer on earth, 47,000 hyenas. So these the land animals, all howling. 26,700 rhinos. You said not an animal, but there are over 10 quintillion crickets. I didn't even think about the bugs. 173,000 jaguars, 1 billion goats, 750,000 zebras, 60 million horses neighing. Are y'all listening? It's going to be a sound like what God hears. Only he hears the cries of the innocent's blood and much more. Come on, Antoinette. It's like he's purposely making it so no one will be able to deny what's happening, because who could ignore all of that? Emmy, listen. Eagles is 250,000 to 500,000. Ooh, yes. Yes, but we did birds. We just doing land animals, not water animals, not land animals. Right? Because birds is the eagles is a part of the bird, the 50 billion birds. We just 7 billion rats. Oh, look at how many of us who said we wanted to see the return of the Lord. Right. 20,000 to 25,000 lions, 1.57 billion bulls. 6.5 billion to 10 billion turtles, 1 billion goats, and they have doubled over the last 4 years. All of God's creation is going to acknowledge his return. Squirrels, oh, and they make so much noise doing that little thing. Squirrels, hundreds of millions, almost. Is that hundreds of millions? Is that a billion? Almost a billion squirrels. 10 to 20 million monkeys. 60 million rats. And they think them bunkers gonna hide and save them. Girl, chickens is 25 to 35 billion. So these are just the 3 million llamas, 115,000 to 148,000 hippos, and they make a loud noise too. That includes roosters, 17,000 frogs, 3.5 million barred owls. Is that a land animal? We not doing birds, y'all. We just doing land animals. Land animals. Foxes, 1 million. We already did the birds. We know it's 50 billion birds. We know that. And we know the water animals is going to come. Giraffes is 117,000. We just doing land animals. Not anything that can get in the air, not anything that goes in the water. Just strictly land animals. We're trying to see how many of these animals all together coming at one time, making a noise. They all, oh, Jesus. 350,000 gorillas. I'm not built for this type of chaos. Nobody is. That's why it's the wrath of the Lord. Pigs is 1 billion. China, that's 1 billion? Is that right? I don't know. I think it is. 100,000 leopards, 500,000 elephants, 1.5 million gazelles, 3,500 to 4,000 Komodo dragons, 20 million raccoons, 11.5 to 16.5 million beavers. Oh, Jesus. Y'all getting it now? You said, I know that sound is going to be nerve-wracking. This is giving me chills, right? Because we don't think about what all his creation entails, right? 1.5 million mooses. And, ooh, them things is big. Oh, my goodness. 360, over 1 million elk. And all at this, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. All of these animals making noise at one time. Lizards is 82 million for its 3 most common. Reptiles is 10,000. Because, right, alligators, they make a noise too, right? Worms is 57 billion, 10 to 20 million foxes. Come on. 2 to 4 million ostriches. You said 1 moose is dang near big as a house, this part. So what's it going to sound like? And they're all going to be speaking in their language to each other. Hello? You said 67,000 hyenas, between 40 and 50,000 Asian elephants in the world. Just the Asian ones, not including the African elephants. I don't know about y'all, but I'm over here sweating. Girl, I'm nervous. My armpits is hot. They is hot. Listen, 75 different breeds of cats, over 600 million to 1 billion cats meowing at one time. You said, I think people's eardrums would explode. Wow, oh my God. Not to mention the dire whoop and everything else they brought back. Right, this is just the ones that we know about. 500,000 meerkats. Oh my goodness. So is y'all feeling it? Because meerkats, they make a lot of noise too, don't they? You said 50,000 dingoes, about 1.75 anacondas. Oh my God. You said 1,750,000 snakes hissing. And that's just anacondas. This is not including the hybrids. Come on. You said my heart is over here palpitating. You never thought about it like this. 30 million globally for deer. Think about them all running at one time. Okay? Think about how the earth is going to move when these animals are congregating. So not only is it going to be the sounds of billions and billions or trillions or quintillions of animals making noise, they are going to be moving all simultaneously. Come on, y'all. Like the screams of the Israelites was causing the enemies to be unalived in Jasher. It could be that same sound that is going to be coming from the creatures. Come on, 300,000 duck-billed platypuses. Cattle population, 1.5 billion. This actually reminds me of a TV show called Zoo. Interesting. I have not seen it. I'm scared to get up and peep outside now. 1.5 billion cows. Come on, Mari. Listen, and think about how 1.5 billion cows mooing at one time, lions roaring at one time. It, you said there's going to be a great trembling. Listen, and we are not going to be able to hear nothing. Listen, you said I get why the church isn't telling people this, trying to sell a rapture, because if they knew, ooh, more would get in order, because this is too much. Can I take a picture of that? Because you just told the truth right there. 20 quadrillion ants? Y'all. You said the creatures will be out there, minds, fighting and attacking each other like outside the ark. Okay. Bats is 10 to 100, hundreds of billions. And bats, why they need, 150 to 2 million ostriches. You said 2,000. Is that 200 million or 200 million? 2 million domestic water buffaloes. Listen. Oh, I done missed some stuff over here. The ants will scare me along, girl. Oh, you said I'm not gonna last that long. I'm gonna get my soul here, Dad. Take it back, that part. So does this change your mind about what the last days is gonna look like? Because we keep saying the last days, but this is a description of the last 15 days of everything that we know. You said including all the majestic animals and creatures too. That's gonna be crazy. Come on, pigs is 1 billion, tens of millions of raccoons. The number is unknown. This changed your mind about the last days and how crazy it's going to be? And we didn't even get to the 15th day. No, we're only on the 12th day. We only on the 12th. My armpits are sweaty, so I'm going to take a break real quick. Y'all sweating too? You told me you was sweaty, Queen. Anybody else just thinking? This different, right? Now, like you said, this stuff they need to be telling. Huh? You don't think this need to be told? Not you taking pictures by yourself again. Here we go. Huh? The last 15 days of the earth, since you think you just, okay, well, you gonna be, because don't forget, you said yes. I am a little, but my heart is racing. Exceeding and abundantly more than we can imagine. Come on, me sweating and lose. Listen, the global cockroach is several trillion. Oh God, I forgot about the roaches. Several trillion. Oh, we not. You said, imagine Adam used to hear this before he fell. Come on, I heard that picture being taken down. You said 1 billion sheep, 58 million horses. Over here rocking and singing old Negro spirituals. This part. I'll be right back. Can you get your paper and write down what it is that you feel like that this is going to sound like and feel like? You said I wouldn't get past the water walls. My little plastic raft ain't making it right. And then you have herds of animals rushing to one places, billions of snakes moving. You have I'm not even gonna lie, the first day would have took me out, that part. This a little bit different. This hit different, y'all, the family. The mosquitoes and the flies. Oh. You said, think about the bees buzzing. We ain't even got to the insects yet, and those are technically land animals. You said I just start coughing and gagging. Listen. I don't know how Noah made it in that ark with all them creatures. Well, they was probably babies. Come on. But you imagine the sound. Remember, I told you, Daniel, had to be drunk to listen to all of that. And all of the people and the babies crying. Look, I'm about to trip myself trying to get out of here. I'll be right. My armpits is sweaty. They is. Mm-mm. It's a little bit different about all of his creation, recognizing his arrival, ain't it? You said we showed didn't do insects and bugs and stuff because what's that sound? Ugh. And grasshoppers, all of it. You said, well, I hate those things. Let's do the insects. We didn't did a lot of the animals. Let's do the. What is a swarm? How many mosquitoes? How many crickets? How many fireflies? How many flies? How many? We done went through the land animals. Now let's do some of the insects. What's a swarm of bees? Billions of bees, millions of flies, listen, grasshoppers, katydids. What about those millipede things crawling all over? Yeah, you don't have to, but I would like to because we need to understand. And all that get an understanding. This is the last 15 days of the earth. I would think you would want to know what was coming. You might not make it, but you might be able to tell somebody else who is. You hear me? You said insects rank number one with 10 quintillion in popular 10 quintillion in that's all the insects together. Do it say can we go in and just do bees, grasshopper, katydids, all of them? Because they all make a different sound. So what we looking at? We done did the 1 point something billion snakes. Could you imagine that many snakes all hissing at one time? Lord help me. Y'all want to. It's okay. We still gonna do it. Come on. We need to know. Cicadas are billions in the U.S. alone. Wow. And y'all know how loud it be in the summertime when they. Ooh, you said 3,000 known species, but in 2024, 1 trillion emerged. 500 quadrillion beetles rubbing their legs together. Quadrillion, quintillion. What y'all got? Y'all can't. Ooh. There are approximately 1.4 billion insects for every person on Earth. Interesting. 2,000 species of water bugs. Right, not the species. How many? The hissing beetles. Come on now. How many bees? How many flies? How many mosquitoes? Like rough, I know they don't know exactly, but let's look into each individual type of insect. We forgot about the 5 million alligators. No, we talked about them. We talked about the alligators, Auntie. And the sound they make. Sure did. Turtles make noise too. They have a squealy kind of sound. Mosquitoes, 175 trillion. You know what I didn't think about? Rabbits. Rabbits make a squealing noise, especially when they dying. About 24 million centipedes. Ooh. They do scream. The locusts, right? How many grasshoppers rubbing their legs together? Huh? I haven't known ladybugs to make a sound, but that don't mean they don't. Bees are about 10 million. You said, right, unknown species of dragonflies, but how many dragonflies though? And dragonflies, could you imagine their wings all but, oh, Jesus. The sound. 17 quadrillion flies. Ooh, 17 quadrillion flies, y'all. 40 to 80 million locusts in a single swarm. So we got the bears roaring. You said over 11,000 species of grasshoppers worldwide. I know how many species, but how many total? I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? You said grasshoppers can reach into the billions and trillions. Yeah, y'all can have this earth. Oh, okay. So all these bugs making their noise, all of the gazillion elephants roaring, the alligators, the dogs, the cats, the lizards, the Komodo dragons. Oh, okay. You said 666 million scorpions. Oh, quadrillions of spiders. And what is it going to sound like with them all moving at the same time? Oh, God. I feel Noah, and more each day, I'm trying to tell you. I'm sitting here with my face all turned up. Girl, listen. Like an earthquake. Just imagine. You said my thing is insects reproduce at such a rapid rate, I just can't imagine. You said they can have this earth. That's what your TT said. Listen, she said the same thing. They could just have it. I don't even need it. So when you think about God's creation coming together to magnify him in the last fit to announce his arrival, 160,000 to over 500,000 species of moths. Forgot about the moths. Ooh. Could you imagine? You said, I feel the urge to cry. Yeah, it'll make you think. See, something as simple as people like, oh, okay. No, not all okay. Is you understanding? 500 quadrillion beetles. Oh, and beetles, they be making noises too. We didn't forgot about the ladybugs and all of the. Oh, imagine the amount of. Girl, the maggots. Woo! Mm, 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 mm. Is this different? When you thought about the end of the world, is this what you imagined? Because we done already heard all the stuff out the water. We done already heard all the stuff out the air. This is why I'm itching thinking about all these bugs. Listen, you said not I'm itching, baby. We all scratching. Because we've never seen it all at one time. This conversation is too buggy for me. I'm itching. Everybody over here scratching. Listen, you said I did not imagine any of this. Absolutely not. You said when I tell you I never thought about it like this is a lot to take in. I wanted to see Jesus, but I'll be dead on the first day from the heart giving out. Girl, with that water, with that water, with that wall of water. 300 quadrillion maggots estimated in North America alone. In 2012, 160,000 to 180,000 species of caterpillars. Definitely itching and scratching. I did not imagine this. This part, no, I didn't. Right? You said, yes, this makes me itch and I feel like crying. You said, oh, the smell of 20 million stinking. Listen. This is a different thing. You said, be right back. Listen, this is a thing of the last 15 days of every single thing. So think about why people are going to be terrified. The ground is opening up in front of you. It's walls of water. You said 47 to 5,000 stink bugs. Interesting. Listen, you said I have not thought about it like that. Right. God's creation announcing his arrival. And that's every single thing. Think about how loud it's going to be when the birds are chirping. Think about how loud it's going to be when the bears are roaring. Think about how loud it's going to be when the deers are running and yelling and screaming or whatever. You said I'm grateful for the knowledge, but I don't know if I was ready for all of this part. And y'all get to read it as a group. I had to read by myself. Let's go. 15 days. Yeah, this is the last 15 days, Nikki Poo. Baby butterflies, 20,000 worldwide. I'm shook. I'm so scared of them. And what is their wings gonna sound like? This hit different. Because we say, oh, okay, all creation is gone, whatever. Hold on. All creation? You said the vibration they will create running on the earth. Come on. You said, on a positive note, I'm happy to think about it rather than having no idea. That part. Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. And all of those things have tongues. 1 or 2 butterflies. You said, but 20,000, no. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is the animals confessing that the Lord is coming. You said, side note, there's an estimate of at least 1.5 witches on earth running to their spell books for protection in those days. Wow. Listen, ain't that crazy? And it ain't gonna help them do nothing. You said the elephants stampede and screaming. Come on. When I tell you my stomach is flipping, I was hungry. Part of me feel like my appetite is spoiled. You said we gonna be screaming too. All of his creation. Come on. What is that sound gonna be like? Hey, Vic. What is that sound going to be like? What is it going to be like? All of his creation? Right. Let's get going because we only on day 12. All right. Here we go. Sign of the 13th day. All graves will lie open from the... Oh, Lord. Ooh, on the 13th day, the bones of the dead will be collected, and they will rise as far as the grave. The sign of the 13th day, all the graves will lie open from the rising to the setting of the sun, and the corpses will rise as far as the mouth of the grave. You ready? The corpses is gonna rise. You mean the Walking Dead? Right. Let's just do a number. How many graves are there around the world estimated? Sounds like a movie you show, dude. Yes, the zombies. How many estimated graves are there around the world? Is there a number? This ain't counting all the people that's about to die right now, but we just gonna say, how many estimated graves are there around the world? Right. The graves that we know about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's just get a number. You said no. Close the book. Keith said that is enough. I said that back when you was talking about the books. Now you still keep going, and that might not even count the ones they tried to cover up and have built over them. Exactly. Right. I get it, y'all. But what's it say right now? Let's just look up. You said about 40 to 60 billion, 4.8 quadrillion. My mama said, what about the people in the sea? All the graves, Annie. Tell Annie all the graves. The ones in the ocean, the ones in the mountains, the ones that we don't see, all of them gonna open up. And, oh, Lord. 40 to 60 billion, 4.8 quadrillion. The catacombs of Paris have 7 million alone. Could y'all imagine? What's that gonna look like? Huh? You said, I don't know if I'm ready, but this got a sister thinking you ain't ready for me yet. Listen. You said reworded. My Google search said 40 to 60 billion. It's okay. So 60, we gonna say 60 billion. It's 8.5 billion people alive that we know of. You said, I need a corner of the earth where you can bury my head in. Oh, okay. So could you imagine, where can you go? There will be nowhere to run from the dead. 60 billion graves opening up and it's whole skeletons, niggas sitting up looking up. This is day 13. You said, let's get to it. You said, come on and let's get through it. We getting through it. So now the animals, the birds, the wall of water. We got the asteroids that didn't came, not the asteroids, but the comets that didn't broke everything up. There's been a crazy earthquake. All the animals and birds and sea creatures and insects is all making a noise. And now we got the dead that popped up out the ground, like on the Pirates of the Caribbean. Can you imagine walking down the street and a zombie popped up talking about some, what up, though? I remember you, girl. Lord, please. You said, I'm just curious. Who can withstand all of this serious question? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. You said, and we read that even the ashes and cremated remains will come back together too. We did. The people that live through this will not get no rest. Oh, okay. You said, baby, we split my grandmother up into different urns. I can't. Uh-oh. Not them shaking. All of them shaking at one time, and then boom, she back together. And she like, hey, y'all. Nigga, I know my grandma gonna be talking crazy. Uh-huh. Lorraine, yeah, she gonna be talking real good and crazy. Probably irritated that y'all done woke her up. You said, and we read that even, yes, she gonna be irritated. Probably cuss y'all out. I'm trying to tell you, it will. She probably gonna be real irritated. You hear me? Just imagine, though. You said, ooh, I couldn't imagine at this point. Put me in a box and push me down a hill. My grandma's body is scattered throughout all 17 of her grandchildren and 6 of her, of her, So everybody necklace gonna start shaking and shake off they neck, and then she just gonna come together. A scary and scientific movie all in one. Neat. You said that's not including thousands of mausoleums, and there are 63 tombs alone in the Valley of Kings. Oh, okay, because the Giants is coming back as well. Right. You said, not grandma mad you woke her up. Listen, irritated. You already know exactly, Queen of Finger. Right, because we ain't just talking about us, we talking about the Giants too. All the ones we saw with the big bones, them too, not just humans. Not just the dragon bones. That's a grave. CERCA, the way I just yelled, this is not funny, not my grandma shaking, girl. So the dinosaurs in the museum's finna just walk out, right? The pterodactyls. You said, I don't know if I want to scratch, cough, shake, or cry. All the graves. Don't forget those big old skulls that we saw. Yeah. Which would make sense because if the giants, here we go, are in the mountains covered in the soot, that would make sense as to why the rocks would be moving. Because the giants are in the mountains. Some of them are the mountains. You said unalived around day 3, resurrected on day 13. I can't catch a break. Hilarious, right? All of y'all that tried to get out of here quickly, you'll be back up on day 13. I didn't even realize that. So go on and get thrown down the hill. You'll be back up in about 7 days. We'll see you. Go on and lay down for a little bit. You gonna be back. You said Jace has his daddy ashes in our room. I told him he got to go. You said, babe. Listen here. You gonna have to put him somewhere else. Girl, what would you do if he started shaking and then you woke up and he was sitting on the side of y'all bed talking about, hey, y'all. Hey, how the baby's doing? No skin on him or nothing. Just the skeleton. Talking. My daddy dead too, so my real dad. Huh? Listen, what you think that site gonna cause people? You think people gonna be a little nervous? Hey, you said I love this class. Be having me on the floor more often than not. You said I'm sick of you. Listen, he said he gotta go too. That part, you said you all got me over here. I'm just saying. The same thing. Okay, but look though. You said, Auntie, I don't know. Okay, so look though. The same thing happened when Jesus resurrected, when he came from in the what's the name? All the graves opened up and people that had been dead since the beginning of time was walking around. He came back with the people out of hell. Don't forget. And he was on earth at least 40 days before he went to heaven. And then the dead went with him. The first set that died before. Hello? So the same thing that happened when Jesus was resurrected is getting ready to happen again. Think about all those people who cut into the mountains that are chunks of giant flesh. Mama just said that. Well, tell Auntie, we right there together. Come on in. You said I was teasing my nieces about the jewelry they had made out of my sister's ashes, saying they're going to choke them. Listen, yes. You said bowels about to be loose. Lord have mercy. So not only this is different, is it not, family? I mean, we can laugh about it, but we laughing because we scared. Because what you going to do? You said, what about all the giant veins in our countertops? Okay. All of it. All of it. All of it. All of it. What about the gold in our mouth? They got gold veins. What about that? The silver getting snatched out your mouth. Oh, my bowels loose. Been loose several days ago. You said, girl, I done already took care of that. Quit playing. Girl. So let me ask you a question. And I keep asking it because we keep getting closer and closer. So y'all telling me the people, sinks are about to start walking. Girl, you said I need a nap. You said, so it's going to be like seeing the Addams family. Uh-oh. You said, walking around here, you said, oh, heck, the gold and silver teeth. Right, because they got gold and silver veins. You said, y'all definitely was in my thoughts because I was thinking all of the calcification falling off the mountains. And now, you said wiggling deliriously because it's misleading. It's missing its limbs and moaning demons because of their time is cut off. Come on. Come on. Come on. Think about this. You cannot tell me that this doesn't sound more like what the end of the world would be like. Huh? Especially since all of his creation is going to acknowledge him. This is all of his creation, the dead and the living. Y'all don't think this different? This don't put a little spin on how they told us it was going to be? They told us, oh yeah, the stars is going to fall and this going to be an earthquake. This is different. You said the Kingstons can't get out of this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You watched it, girl. Ain't that a trip how they do? They a whole trip, them Kingstons, ain't they, up there in Utah? Is. It hits different. It do. It do. Because they try to make it like, oh, it's just going to be over real quick and real fast. No. All right. Here we go. Ooh. Sign of the 14th day, the whole human race, those who are still to be found. Hello? One word, the genetic. Come on, look here. Sign of the 14th day, the whole human race, those who were still to be found, quickly go down from the dwelling places in which they will be, neither understanding nor speaking, but running around as if insane. Sound about right? And also, don't forget about the myriads of lion, crickets, horses that's going to be released. That part. It took him 6,000 years to make the earth, so the punishment won't be quick. That part. Sound about right? Sound about right? Folks, after all of this, they going to come, just be what? Because what do you do? I'm looking at the preacher suspiciously trying to leave me in the darkness. But God, listen, come on. God know what he doing. Sound about right, because you will be losing your mind. I was just thinking about all the sounds. Certain frequencies can induce psychosis. Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Sounds exactly right. Okay. Sign of the 15th day. All living humans will die so that they will rise again with the dead who had died long before. The end, that is the day of judgment. I'll read that again. Sign of the 15th day. All living human beings will die so that they will rise again with the dead who had long died before. The end. That is the day of judgment. The other version says, on the 15th day, the earth will burn as far as the edge of hell, and afterward will be the day of judgment. Could you imagine going through all of that for the last 15? You said this definitely should be in the 66. It definitely should be. It definitely should be. And if you all have friends and family that you can share this with and have them do the numbers that we did today, I think it'll be, you got some Christian friends that believe in the Bible, even if they don't believe what we believe, pitch this to them and see what they say. Because this sounds more like the end of the world and the destruction that Revelations talks. You said, I'll be the little girl, yeah. If not, just from the sound. And you know what's crazy? In all of the end of the world movies, they always have it, whatever the being is that's coming to Earth, it makes a sound and people have to cover their ears and it be driving them crazy. I just took photo shots and sent it out already. Come on, Auntie. But do the numbers now. Make sure you put the number part in there. You said, well, there's that. Imagine making it through that. Then have all your sons posted on the Jumbotron in judgment. I cannot. Uh-oh. Your sins. Come on. He said, Noah, my mans, I totally understand where you was coming from. Uh-huh. And sometimes they even be bleeding from the ear. Okay. Right, Diana. This a little different. What if those who are left are the ones who couldn't die because they took the mark? That's gonna suck. They ain't gonna have no choice. Oh. Oh, because he is going to take death. What in the heck? He said, since you love this earth so much, you're going to endure. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let me take a sip of my coffee, girl. That's why they said in the Bible that the people was going to be happy about the people that died before them because they didn't have to see all of this. See, they be giving us the cutesy version. Yes, you said, and most can't even handle the epiphile, so they're definitely going to lose their sanity. Come on. Weeping and gnashing of teeth, and they're going to have to experience all of this. I don't love the earth enough to endure. Come on. Says people will wish for death and will not come. Imagine that that's only the people that would survive all of this. Listen, you said you imagine. Well, it says some of us going to live to see him come too. It says those that can endure to the end, and the fact that even the dead has to see this. Come on. Come on. Come on, Nate. You said, dang, this is sounding like Hokey Pokey Zombie Edition. Listen. You put your dead self in, you put your dead self out, you put your dead self in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and you go to judgment. That's what it's all about. Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, you said I can't imagine people scratching out their eyeballs and ripping their ears off. Ooh, because of the excruciating sounds and what they are seeing. And a lot of people don't understand what the word woe means in the Bible, but they won't know, but they will know on this day. They sure will. You said if in our living to see him was going to be glorious, I don't want it anymore. Mm-mm. 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 Raise your hand if this hit different about the end of the world and the actual last days. This sounds like what he would do because people didn't think he was serious. Because the people didn't think that he has control over his earth and his creation. This sounds more like the God that we've been studying about than this fluffy one they've been selling us. Because they making it like, oh, people are going to die, you're going to get out of here. No, it said mamas is going to be eating their kids. Hold up. This here different. You think people would be out doing as much as they could if they knew that they might have to live through this? Big enough and bad enough to do? You think this is what they would be? Huh? Think they'll be? I'm gonna just do it one more time. You said definitely more detailed than Isaiah. Okay. I ain't gonna keep y'all. I'm about to go. How them bunkers gonna save you? They ain't. They're not. That's why we said we getting what we can for as long as we gonna be here. After that, it is what it is. You said, honey, that's what caught my attention in 2023. Listen, it's a real thing. You hear me? It's a real thing. You want to be deceived or you want to understand? Some people keep saying, oh, I just don't need to know that. I don't need to know. You would think you would want to. Because that's not pretty. And we didn't even do all the animals. We didn't even do all the insects. We didn't even do all the birds, all the ocean. We just did what we could. You said you always drop a bomb and run. I'm hungry. I'm about to go make my food, girl. I got some more reading to do. It was some other stuff I read too, but I figured this would have been enough for y'all to go looking around and stuff. I did. And it's another version of this. Well, can I read this part? Because it's another version. The Hebrew version, one thing I did underline right here. On the fourth day, it said, on the fourth day, all the waters in the seas and lakes and rivers will become dry and dry up, and human and beast and bird will thirst and groan. On the fifth day, human, beast, and bird will weep for water until they drip blood from their eyes, and all the trees and grasses will drip blood. So this is the Hebrew version of this. Now, you want to know what's crazy? Right before I read this, something came across my FYP of Ray J doing a thing, and he was crying blood over the weekend, I guess, or yesterday or the day before. Right before I read this part, okay, I saw Ray J was crying blood over the weekend at something. He had his glasses on, blood was running down his eye. Yes. Come on. Right. Yes. I saw that, and then I read this. Almost like when Jesus was sweating blood. Come on. I saw that, and then I read this. I was like, not I just seen it in real life in 2026, and then I said, is you letting Ray J be a omen? You said he has a black heart too. Interesting. I'm going to read that again now. On the fourth day, all the waters in the seas and lakes and rivers will become dry and dry up, and human, beast, and bird will thirst and groan. On the fifth day, human, beast, and bird will weep for water until they drip blood from their eyes, and all the trees and grasses will drip blood. I read that right. I saw that right before I read this morning. Messed me up. Because I looked at it. Y'all don't do blood, so I hurry up and changed. You know, swipe that like, let me go read. And God said, oh, okay, you didn't want to see it. Well, guess you'll read it today. I don't know if I screenshotted it to see what, if I, hold on, let me see. I can tell you what time I was looking at it if it let me look at the screenshots. Let me see. Okay, no, I didn't screenshot. What would make your eye do that? But I did look at it. Hold on. So I didn't screenshot it, but I should have. So I be wanting to tell y'all what time. So I didn't screenshot it. I didn't. I thought I did, but I did not. Hey, Riz. Okay. So y'all want to do some TikTok before we leave? We're going to do some TikTok before we leave. I'll be right back. It is hot. I didn't even eat no chocolate either, which was crazy. I don't know why I'm so hot. Probably because of what we talking about. My animes, y'all know that Sorrow Man is Solomon. Y'all already knew that, didn't y'all? They trying to say his liver is failing. Dang, I'm about to go. Why are there a bunch of birds flying over the woods and chirping real loud right now? You seen that last night before you went to bed? Girl, I know somebody that's going through some stuff like that. Okay, here we go. Let's do a little TikTok. Hold on.
Libraries to stop processing passport applications last Friday. I'm sure that's not related to it. The State Department told public libraries to stop processing passport applications last Friday. I'm sure that's not related to anything else going on right now.
Y'all heard that? You heard it? You heard it? Also, they're making everybody go get these passports, but y'all know it's an RFID chip in all the passports, right? Never mind. Okay.
The watch is for entertainment purposes only. It's purely fiction. It's in no way representative of my views or any of reality as a whole. This is purely for entertainment. This is a scrying mirror, and a scrying mirror is something that's used in occult practices and demonology to speak to jinn and demons. And for centuries, people have been using these things to communicate with the dark entities on the other side. And what does that look like? Now, why would your phone look like a scrying mirror? Why would entities have any need to communicate with you? And you have to ask yourself, what's really going on here? Why does all of the technology look like scrying mirrors? Why do TVs look like scrying mirrors? Why do computer screens look like scrying mirrors? And why do phones look like scrying mirrors? It's because they are scrying mirrors. The jinn live in the technology. The demons live in the technology. And if you look at this, this is a city from above. And this is a computer motherboard. Look at them. They're very similar because cities are motherboards. And if you look at this, this is what's known as a bus route map on a motherboard. And this is what a bus route map in a city looks like. Do you see the similarities? So on a motherboard for a computer, you have electricity that runs through the motherboard and that powers the motherboard. So what is the source of electricity in the city? It's you. You are the source of electricity for the city. They are building a giant computer out of the earth, and that's because jinn need the technology to come through into this dimension. So to get into our dimension, they need to come through the technology. And so they're doing it by getting everyone addicted to technology and getting everyone to live in cities. That's what every piece of infrastructure in the world is. That's what it all is doing.
They be in our class, they sure do. I said it's crazy that the classes that we had 2 years ago, everybody was calling me crazy. Now everybody saying the same thing. It's fine. It's fine. You said they have RFIDs in kids' bikes. They're in everything. Isn't that crazy how they just be say, well, we talked about that before. And now everybody else is seeing it. Interesting. Cool. I was reading about John the Baptist last night. Did y'all know the Catholics have his head? This was a different study that I was on last night, but I want to show y'all something. When you get time, look at this. Look it. They got John the Baptist's head, y'all. And they didn't redug it up 3 times. Them peoples. They got John the Baptist's head, y'all. Just like they got Mary's skull. Was it Mary Magdalene's skull in 33 coins? Yep, go look it up. They didn't found that man's head 4 times. Look. It's been dug up, buried, and dug up and buried. The power of the prophet bones. Come on. I'm not surprised. Just like Mary. Come on. I told y'all. I went and did a little dive on that last night. I said, oh, that's interesting. Around the time of Constantine, they dug it up. And they was looting like they keep doing right now. That's why they over there in them areas they in. They looking for the prophet bones. Come on. Not only the prophet bones, the giant bones as well. I said, oh, no, y'all got his head. That's crazy. That's interesting. Here we go.
If you have ever criticized ICE online, maybe this is your warning, because according to the New York Times, the Department of Homeland Security are now sending legal requests to social media platforms asking for the information of users who are essentially talking shit about ICE online. Now, this reportedly includes names, email addresses, telephone numbers, and other identifying data. They report that Google, Reddit, Discord, and Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, have received hundreds of administrative subpoenas. Now, these social media companies can choose whether to hand over this information or not, but 4 of the government officials that the New York Times spoke with said that Google, Meta, and Reddit have all complied with some of these requests. They said that the DHS is specifically looking for details of accounts that don't have a real person's name, which is, as you know, a lot, and also that have criticized ICE online or pointed to the location of ICE agents. Now, honestly, we don't know what the DHS will do with this information. Maybe some watch lists, maybe something more, who knows, but the agency's lawyers have argued that they are seeking this information to keep ICE agents in the field safe. But what do you guys think? Is this just a necessary
Is that something we talked about over here? We talked about it, and I think I showed that yesterday, but I think it's important because a lot of people was reporting on it yesterday. Oh, I know, Angel. They been found him. Also, he was in our classes too. Okay, come on. WLU, thank you, Dad, for our dean. Did he tell us? He did, didn't he? Again, it's not too much that God told us in these classes that is not worldwide news or nationwide news. Right? Because yes, we know that the humans was going to be tracked. But God told us specifically, right. He told us specifically how they was going to do it. He didn't just give us random details. He gave us specific details on what to do, what not to say, all of that. When everybody was calling me crazy and saying, oh my gosh, she's overreacting, you need to listen to that lady. Well then, is y'all listening to the news? Is y'all listening to what's on social media? Because it's everything that God was telling us to train our mouth and minds not to do 4 years ago. Learn a different way to say it, because they're going to be coming to your house to pick you up. Okay. Huh? Did we know? He top secret classified stuff he gave us, Auntie did. I said, well, God, you was not playing when you told us. You was telling us the truth, and we're grateful for it. Mm-hmm. This is one last thing, y'all. Ooh. I think this is pretty much along the same lines, but here we go.
Country, because that way the only valid we want to force everybody to use a passport inside their own country, because that way the only valid passports will end up being owned by Republicans. That's what this whole voting registration bullshit's all about. They want to make sure that they can choose that only their people are the ones with valid ID. That's how this goes, okay? If a passport's the only form of an acceptable ID for you to be able to vote, guess who controls the passports? Marco Rubio. Guess who sits at the right hand of Donald Trump, right on that couch, right next to J.D. Vance and his stain? It's Marco Rubio. He's sitting right there. He's the Secretary of State. Secretary of State's in charge of passports. Secretary of State can go over to a switch on a board and just go ahead and mark that every single Democrat in this country has an invalid passport. That's how that goes, and that's how that will go the second you let them do this.
That's
the
okay.
fact that people can't see this is driving me freaking insane. We got Elon Musk and Doge came in at the beginning of this administration and they stole everybody's piece of data. They go ahead and run all that inside of Palantir. They put all that together with your social media. They take the Palantir data, they take the Doge data, and then they want to put it next to the voter roll data. They've been going state to state demanding the voter registration data. They even said that in Minnesota. They said, well, pull ICE out of Minnesota, give us all the voter rolls. Do you guys not see the end game here? The end game here is to make sure that when you go vote, then you have to go hand them a passport, and they'll take that passport and they'll scan it, and then suddenly it's going to come up that your passport was stolen, your passport's invalid, we have questions about your passport, and then oh, look at that, suddenly on election day, because we're only going to allow people to vote in person at election day at those exact polling places for voter safety bullshit, suddenly all these people are going to get turned away from the polls. Suddenly all these people aren't going to be able to go vote and have their voices heard and actually be able to choose a legitimate government, because all these people are going to be declared individually themselves as illegitimate. And when you say to me, how can you think that this would even happen? What's the possibility? What's the precedent for this? Oh, I don't know, the story of black people in the South from 1865 to 1965. How do you not know that everything they're trying to do is an exact fucking thing that they did to black people for 100 fucking years in front of everybody's goddamn eyes, to the point we had to send the military down there to actually make sure that some votes got counted, and that shit's still getting cooked. That shit's still getting rocked by the same exact...
Excuse his language. Did we talk about it's about to go back to how our great-grandparents and grandparents, what they had to go through in every area? So 100 years ago, 70 years ago, with them playing with our grandparents, oh, it's happening again. You said the crash out is real and I'm here for it. Oh, okay. That's why he said we don't have another one. Oh, okay. Geesh. Now, this is why I was asking you to go talk to the oldest people in your family and ask them about what life was like when they were younger, what they went through, what things they experienced, how was it if they went through the famines and whatnot that was going on, all of that. Because we about to see it. History is repeating itself in a number of ways, like with the flood, all sorts of things. Hello. Hello. So, you said I finally asked my aunt, and so sad, right? Hope you took notes when y'all talk to them. It's important. Your great aunt. Hopefully you took notes. That's why I started asking our one uncle. I don't know if he made it over here or not. That's 90 years old. If stuff is looking familiar to him, and he said it was. You said poll tax and testing the vote. Come on. So I'm not gonna keep y'all. I'm about to go. I done been in y'all ear long enough, and y'all got some homework to send out to other folks today. I love y'all. I might see y'all later. I might not. It depends on how I'm feeling, because I have not been feeling 100%. I don't know what's going on. I've been sleeping super long and feeling all shaky and stuff. I don't know what this is. So my brother called me yesterday. He was like, all right, listen, my uncle is just a lot. I ain't even talking
Supreme Court has been installed by the same exact illegitimate government. Over and over and over again, we gotta sit through this bullshit time and time again to learn the same exact lessons that y'all wouldn't have to fucking relive if you would just read one fucking book. I want to force everybody.
Y'all know my hands was not touching it. My hand was on my hip and the phone is on the desk. It's time for me to go. Bye. Yeah. They get to doing that mess. It's time for me to go. So, yes, I've been feeling real weird, like dizzy, all kinds of stuff. And so when I lay down, I lay down. I don't know, and like heavy on my shoulders. Yeah. See y'all later. Love you too, Auntie. Yes. I love y'all. You're welcome. I love you too. Hey, Sarah. Hey. Yeah. I love y'all. So I will see y'all a little bit later, maybe. I don't know for sure. Depends on how I feel. Okay. Yes. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Y'all got homework to send out. Go on and ask your Christian folks about that homework we just had. Hello. Ask them about the last 15 days of the universe and what they think about it. I have a friend that wants the OTP so she can study. That part. Come on. Come on. That part. Tell her go on and get in there. It's interesting. Okay. That part. That part. Go on and send it over to her so she can start to understand. I'll see y'all.